Good morning all, it's Ali here from the Nut House. This is Hector, our beautiful tabby cat. He's got the most amazing markings on him, and as you can see I can't even touch him without Rolo being incredibly jealous. I've had to put Rolo's barking collar on just to do this video. And also you'll see I'm coming from a different angle. How much better is this? I got my gimbal in. But not only does this gimbal thing, apparently, selfie stick combined, do wonderful things, which I haven't quite worked out what they do yet. But the best thing is literally it's got a little tripod on the bottom, which means, you know, I can do these, you know, videos like this happily without you swerving around. I'm just going to put you back a little bit, she says, swerving about. So the thing is, I want to tell you about our cat. He is the most beautiful cat. He's half Norwegian forest. He is a bit prone to cystitis. Now, it's quite common in male cats, but I feel that I've been completely and utterly ripped off by the vets. Take this scenario. Poor Hector got ill just before Christmas, really. Around the 20th, I noticed he was squatting and not looking so happy, and I thought, oh, sod it. We changed his food over, some months ago, because he was on Royal Canin for cats with cystitis problems, and I thought, he seems so well. It'd been 2 years since his last attack. I thought, do you know what, we'll try him on different foods, because I thought he might be bored of, what he was eating. But it's the same stuff each time. And I thought, well, might be able to get something a little bit cheaper, but with the same thing, for urine problems. I thought that would be okay. So we bought him a different make. And gradually I swapped him over, and he was quite happy. I mean, hell, Hector will eat anything. He used to be 5.8 kilograms, but he's now 7 kilograms. And as the vet told me quite sternly that he's overweight and he needs to go on a diet. Well, welcome to our household. Everybody needs to go on a diet, like I give a shit. The cat is a big cat naturally. He's got this, Norwegian forest cats are huge, and he's half, if you know what I mean, he's a mixture of that and a normal tabby. So I would expect him to be big. I know he is a bit overweight. I'm not going to take that back. But, it's hard enough being told off for your own weight problems, let alone your cat's weight problems or your dog's weight problems. I can't be doing it. Anyway, that's by the by. Let's go back a step. So before Christmas, I thought, okay, poor sod, he seems to be, we'll see how he goes. Try and give him a bit more, encourage him to drink more water. How you do that with a cat, I don't know, but we did try. And he did seem to be drinking more, and he seemed to be going, a little bit better. And I also had some Meticam, so I thought I'd give him a bit of Meticam, and for a few days he perked up. Of course, Meticam takes pain away. So I guess that was just covering the symptoms, although he wasn't squatting as much. So I don't know. Anyway, we went into the middle of, between Christmas and New Year came, and I thought, oh dear, he's really not doing very well. So I phoned the vets, and they said, what we need you to do is come down here, because I knew what the problem was. I knew he had cystitis, and he just needed an antibiotic, preferably a jab, rather than sticking these tablets down his throat. And he just needed and that's all he needs really. And I knew that's what he needed. But no, you can't do that. Apparently, I should need to get this little thing of crystals in a plastic tray for him to pee in. And then what happens is, as soon as they've peed, you can get a sample. So I argued with her on the phone, because it was between Christmas and New Year, and said, look, I really just need some antibiotics to pick up. I know what's wrong with him. We've been through this before. It is because we've changed the food. Please just give me an antibiotic. Now that, if she'd done that, would have cost me around probably £60. I was even willing to bring the cat down, but I didn't want to distress the cat because Hector, like any cat, you know, gets very distressed going in a box, in a car, down to the vets. It's not very far, but why put them through that when they're poorly anyway, when you know what's wrong with them? I mean, I haven't got a crystal ball. I can't see into his body. But you tend to know your animals like you do with your kids. Once you've been through it once, you know the symptoms. Oh no, they weren't having any of that. But after a big argument, she agreed she would give me something called Sister Fan. Now, Sister Fan comes with this, right? Give 2 a day. Now, I'm sorry, I did get this down the cat's throat. And you're supposed to put 2 down their throat. Hector, God love him, he had that for about 5 or 6 days. And he seemed to perk up a little bit, but it wasn't really working. And I thought, I know. And of course, we had to charge for £37 for that, which actually all it did was delay the inevitable, which was yesterday, going down to the vets. I then said to her, please, can you just give him an antibiotic injection? Oh, the injection is the second line. You know, the worst thing. He could become resistant. I thought, I've already been told off for his weight. I've already been told off as well for the fact they hadn't seen him for 2 years. Well, he'd been well. Why would I need to take him to a vet? So I said to her, well, you haven't needed to see him because he's been well. I know what's wrong with him. Please, can you just give him an antibiotic jab? Well, we should really have the crystals done first. And then we can see, and then we can give him this jab. But we'd rather give him, she said, I'm prepared to give him antibiotic tablets. I said, oh, more tablets to force down the poor bugger's throat. I said, I've already been doing 6 days of Sister Fan. Oh, have you? She said, yeah. I said, and the Meticam, poor cat. I said, but don't worry about the cat's feelings. I said to her, that's okay. You know, if you're not prepared to give me the jab, I'll have to accept it, but I do want the jab. I'm the owner and I want the jab and I want some more Meticam, please. So this little, she was the tiniest little lady, looked at me and she said, let me have a look at him. And so I said, and I said, and also, can you see if you can get perhaps a little bit of drop of urine? You'll be able to see what the problem is. I said, he's definitely got blood in it. Anyway, she takes him away. She comes back, she said, I can't get any urine out of him. But I have given him the jab and I will give you Meticam. So then she comes out with a bag of crystals. Now, I paid at the desk. No one said about paying any more. She said, just try and get me a sample. Drop it in and, you know, we'll have a look. I said, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, but we did our very best. We shut him in a room. So they charged me, remember, the 37. Then they charged me 120 for the jab and the Meticam, which actually, if they'd given me in the first place, I wouldn't have needed to pay the 37. Now, I did manage to get a urine sample. Very quietly, we put him in a room yesterday with the plastic tray and these little crystals. And anybody that's been through this will know what I'm talking about. I popped him in, we got it in, we shoved it down to the vets. It was ready orange, poor cat, and it was very cloudy. And I thought, well, you know, we got a phone call this morning and the vet said, we've analysed it. Oh yes, he doesn't actually have any crystals. He said it's just cystitis. I said, well, that's what I knew it would be. As she said, oh, yes, I'll need your card to pay the final £56. I said, £56 for what? She said, well, for analysing the urine. I said, if I'd known that, having you given me the antibiotics plus the Sister Fan, I said, no way would I have given you you know, that sample back. I said, no one told me about another 56 quid. So, oh, I'm very sorry, she said, that nobody told you that. Are they for real? So our darling cat, and it's not his fault, we can't afford to insure the cats because that's too expensive. Crazily enough, it's cheaper for me to pay when they occasionally get ill than it is because of their age. the older they get, it gets really high, the insurance. The dog insurance is really cheap. And I'd always keep the dog, you know, insured because they don't seem to be as expensive. But with cats, once they hit 7 or 8 or even 3 or 4, which I think Hector's 4 or 5 now, they start really whacking it up. And, you know, per month, we might as well put that away in a kitty. And I don't mind paying for my cats. Don't get me wrong, if they're poorly like human beings, we all need to look after them. But this just seems like daylight robbery. So she said, there's another charge of £56. So I had £37 initially, which I didn't need to pay because I knew what was wrong. Then I managed to talk her into the jab, which was 120. That's the bit we only needed really to pay. And now she's charging me another £56 for having the urine sample analysed. You only had to put it up to you like that and go, oh yeah, it's cystitis, it's bloody. I mean, I know that vets have 7 years of training, and I'm not putting down a vet one way or the other. But for crying out loud, it's daylight fucking robbery, it is. And what with that and British Gas, who owe me, according to my brain, an extra £100, which I'm probably never going to see. I said to Simon, I think that you know, the money situation, I said, I think someone's out to get me. I said, I'm being robbed without moving from my armchair. I'm just about had enough. So I'm telling you all, this is the start of the new year for us. I'm sure that he will get much better. I've heard that the Royal Canon now has to come from abroad. And of course, with the Brexit, what happened is that all the trucks were having to fill out more forms or red tapes or something to bring it into the country. So Royal Canon has to be specially ordered. So I now know this. They're hoping to bring me a delivery today. I'm sort of reluctant to feed him, but I can hear him mewing away. So I'm going to have to put a little bit of dry food down. And I'm just praying that it comes today. But of course, it's the most expensive food. It doesn't matter, as long as he keeps well. I thought I'd give you this fun video. I've been ripped off yet again. I'm sure I've been ripped off. They must see me coming. Happy New Year to you all. I hope your start is better than ours financially. Take care. Bye.